I'm Dr. Gary Sachs, and I'm here with Theresa Schmidt. We're from Sachs Wellness Center, and we've been getting together to talk about the kinds of things that our patients are asking us about. And we thought today we would talk about things that hurt. Yes. Because different things hurt for different reasons, but sometimes there's something that can zero in that can affect a lot of things in the body. So, so what were you thinking about?
Well, what I was thinking about, that makes me think of, okay, I always want to take that step back and say, why?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, I get it. The joint hurts, your neck hurts, your back hurts. And sometimes it's an injury related, and that's a little bit more straightforward. But things that just ache and hurt, that can be a little bit more complicated. When I think about that, I think, okay, the major causes of all our major diseases are insulin resistance and inflammation. And so that's where the inflammation part comes in. And so then I always think, why do we have inflammation? Why does 1 minute my knee didn't hurt and then my knee does hurt?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm always like, and so general information is that's arthritis.
Right.
Well, I didn't have arthritis 5 minutes ago, so why do I have arthritis now? So,
and why do I have arthritis in my left knee, but my right knee's fine?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So those are the questions that the curious questions. So then, my mind always goes back to the leaky gut issue. That's because I do feel like that's where most of our inflammation at least starts.
Yeah.
So then I think we have to have that leaky gut talk. So for people that don't know what leaky gut is, generally is in the lining of the gut, small intestine, some large, but mostly small intestine, is the cells that are next to each other that are supposed to be nice and square and tightly packed get sick from different things, and they get weak, and so we have gaps in between them.
Yeah, they kind of sag.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so things that cause that, I mean, again, taking that step back as to why, things that cause that are grains of all kinds. It's one of the reasons we stress, if you got a problem, let's get the grains out of your diet. Grains inherently have a chemical in them that weaken those intrinsic connections. So grains will cause a leaky gut. Other things like Tylenol, ibuprofen, things like that, if people take a lot of that because they hurt.
And everybody knows that causes stomach problems. They just don't relate it to, but that's making my gut leak.
Yeah, and it is.
Yeah.
One aspirin, one Tylenol can give you some gaps in the gut like that. Antibiotics can contribute to that. Parasites can absolutely contribute to that. Other foods we eat, other medications we take, there's a lot of things that can contribute to that. So you just do have to think, is my gut leaking if you hurt? One of the best indications I get of that is if somebody says, I wake up in the morning and I feel like I'm an old person, and then in a little while I'm walking around and it doesn't hurt at all. You can almost pretty much guarantee that is a leaky gut issue. Yeah.
And it leaks, so basically all the not all, but the toxicity from the gut is now getting into our body, and it has to land somewhere. So wherever it lands, it's going to create inflammation.
Exactly. And if you've got a joint or an area that's already vulnerable, it's been injured in the past, it's already vulnerable, it isn't strong enough to keep that inflammation out.
It's almost like a magnet. It actually it attracts it.
Yes. And so when we lay down at night and your blood's circulating, every place your blood goes, it's going to be attracted to the areas where you're vulnerable. So that's why people wake up and they're stiff and sore. Their knee hurts, or their back hurts, or their neck hurts, or whatever hurts. So the other problem that leaky gut will contribute to then is we can even have partially digested food going through there. Partially digested food, good bacteria, bad bacteria, good, bad, everything leaks through there. And so our body will actually set up an immune situation there. And if it goes on, we get the things that we feel like are allergies. And then we get allergies to the food we eat. And it's the food you eat the most of because that's what leaks through the most.
Yeah.
So it sets up all these other things. Then we have inflammation in our sinuses, and we have inflammation other places too. So it adds to all that inflammation. But so the bottom line is we've got to pay attention to that as one of the contributing factors, I think, to pain and inflammation.
Sure. And even, you know, as a chiropractor, I'm working with joint problems a lot. But even when there is a nerve being pinched or this is going to make it worse.
Exactly.
You know, this is going to add to it, and it's going to feel like it's a much more severe thing than is what really is happening, you know, on a mechanical basis, you know, within the body.
Yeah, if there's a leaky gut going on, it's going to magnify anything else that's going on, including, and back to the grains, if the grains are what's causing the leaky gut and you eat gluten, a gluten grain, that makes the hole bigger, and the gluten and the zonulin go through the hole and open up the blood-brain barrier. So that creates inflammation in the brain too, which makes you less tolerant of the pain you're dealing with. So
and you're foggy and you don't think as clearly, and you know,
can't
these
focus,
things.
you can't concentrate.
Yeah.
So all these things kind of cycle on each other and make things worse.
Yeah.
So when we're thinking about that, then we have to say, okay, what are we going to do about this? Because that's the thing. So especially when we're talking, I think, cartilage and joints and things like that, we want to definitely talk about bone broth and collagen and things like that. Because those are the number 1 and 2 things that will help close up that leaky gut.
Yeah.
Is using some bone broth and some collagen, because that is what that tissue is made out of. So bone broth, really, really good. There's protein drinks with bone broth in them. You can make your own bone broth, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But there are plenty of other things that we can do about helping people close up a leaky gut and preventing it from happening again.
Yeah, show them how to do that so it doesn't come back again.
Exactly.
So we hope that this was helpful for you. This is one of those topics that really helps people begin to see how integrated our whole body and how integrated healthcare really needs to be to get to the core, the actual reason why you have a problem in the first place. If you have any questions about this, don't hesitate to contact us. You can call us 989-732-7000, or you can check us out on our website, sacswellnesscenter.com.